Hey everyone, so today we're going to be working on balance. Balancing physically in the body helps us to balance in whatever area we are strengthening. For example, if we are in standing balancing postures, we are strengthening through the legs and the ankles and the feet. If we are in arm balancing postures, such as crow, we're helping to balance in the shoulders and the arms. And emotionally, it helps us to balance because we can start to really feel and notice the emotions that are arising as we are focusing on one thing at a time in our balancing postures. And so if you notice certain emotions arising, breathe into them, embrace them, know that they're there, and then start to gently release them. Emotions, just like thoughts, come and go, and so taking that time to practice breathing in and embracing it, and then releasing it, letting it go. In our mind, mentally, balancing postures help us to focus instead of moving around in the mind and trying to gather all those little thoughts that are happening. Start to focus on one thing at a time, and it helps to improve our concentration and memory as well. And so today you may need a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. You can use a couple of books and stack them. And we're going to get started. Starting in child's pose, bringing your hips back towards your heels. Knees can be together or apart. Arms are stretched out in front of you. Taking this time to bring your focus to the here and now. On your inhale, starting to lift up into your tabletop position, lifting up through your tailbone and your gaze and your cow, and then exhale, rounding through the spine, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And start to walk the hands slightly forward so that you create an angle in the arms. Inhale back into your cow. And then exhale, round through the spine and pull back into your child's pose. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round through, pull back. Inhale, come back up, tailbone and heart rise. Exhale, round through, pull back. Inhale, come back up, and then we're going to shift forward so that our shoulders are slightly above the wrists. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the belly. Inhale into your cobra, heart shines forward. Exhale, pull back into your child's pose. Inhale, start to come back up to center, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, rise up, cobra. Exhale, pull back, child's pose. One more cycle here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, pull back, child's pose. On your next inhale, come back up. We're going to tuck our toes under, lift our hips, and pull back into our first downward facing dog. Moving however it feels good in your body today. And looking in between the hands, start to walk the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, lift up, half back. Exhale, forward fold, releasing, melting down here, bending as much as you need to in your knees, maybe grabbing opposite elbows as you gently sway from side to side. Exhale, release the hands down. Keep the bend in your knees as you roll up the spine, coming into your strong, steady mountain pose. Root down with the soles of the feet, rise up with the crown of the head. Big toes touch, heels are slightly apart. We're going to start to sit down into our chair pose, Utkatasana. Tops of the thighs rolling towards each other, hips pull back. And then right hand is going to start to come back behind you as you come into a twist to the right side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand comes back behind you. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. On your exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back behind you, runner's lunge. Reach the sternum forward, heel pulls back. And then place your left hand down fully onto the mat as you start to lift your right arm up to the sky, coming into your gentle twist here, keeping your knee lifted.
Using the strength of your legs and your core, start to rise up into your side twist. And maybe bring your right hand onto your back leg, left arm rises up and overhead. And then both arms come back out to the sides. On your next inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come to heart center, moving into our eagle arms here. So your right elbow is going to come on top of your left. Internally rotate the palms so they are pressing together, or place your hands onto your shoulders. On your next inhale, we're going to take our back leg and bring it up into the chest as we lengthen through the right leg. And then that left leg is going to wrap around the right, making your way into your eagle pose. Sitting back into your chair. And then starting to unwind, bring your left knee back into your chest, and then pull that foot back behind you, coming into your warrior one legs. Heel to heel alignment, slight bend in the front knee. Keeping your hands in your eagle arms, heel toe your right foot out to the side. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold onto the inside of your right leg. Humble warrior with your eagle arms. Release the back of the neck, just let it hang. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Start to heel toe your right foot back into the middle of the mat, and then inhale, release the arms, bring them up and overhead. Feel that new blood flow. And then start to bring the hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers, and then make your way into a bound warrior three. Lift your back leg, flex through your foot, reach the crown of your head forward. And then start to bring that left foot forward to meet the right. Sit back down into your chair, Utkatasana. Inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, we're going to start to bring our hands back behind us as if we're skiing. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. On your next exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to step our right foot back this time as we come back into our runner's lunge. And keeping your right shoulder in line with your wrist, we're going to lift our left fingertips up to the sky, lengthen through both sides of the rib cage. Using the strength of the legs, we're going to start to lift up, bringing the torso to stack on top of the hips. And then maybe bringing your back hand down, right arm reaches up and overhead. Arms come back out to the sides, and then inhale to center, crescent lunge. Hands come to heart center, and then make your way back into your eagle arms. This time the left elbow is going to come on top of the right as you internally rotate those palms, or hands come onto the shoulders again. Right foot comes back up into the chest. And then we'll start to wrap that leg around to the left. Maybe hooking your toes back behind you, or just working towards that with each and every breath. Finding your focus, using your breath as your anchor. And then start to unwind, bring the knee back into the chest, and then your right foot is going to come back behind you, coming into your warrior one legs again. Heel toeing the left foot out to the side a little bit as we exhale, fold back into your humble warrior. Surrendering, releasing fully into this moment. On your next inhale, come back up. Heel toe your left foot back into the middle of the mat, and then release your eagle arms. Inhale, breathe up into the fingertips. On your exhale, your hands are going to come behind the back, interlace the fingers, and when you're ready, make your way back into your bound warrior three. And you can always release your hands and bring them onto blocks here if you need to. And bringing that right foot forward to meet the left, sit back into your chair. Rocking that weight back into your heels. See if you can lift all 10 toes off of the mat. And on your next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back with both feet in your high plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, up dog. Exhale, pull back down dog. Taking a moment here to catch your breath. Notice if the rhythm of your breath has changed. Bring it back down into the belly. Even inhales and exhales. And looking in between the hands, we're going to bend in the knees, lift the hips high, and then hop those feet up to meet the hands, bringing ourselves into Malasana or yogi squat. Elbows come onto the insides of the knees. Tailbone releases down to the ground. And if this hurts your knees, you can bring a block underneath of you and sit on it. Crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Heart pulls towards your thumbs. And you can stay right here, or you can start to play in your crow pose, balancing, finding our focus in our mind and our body. And you can take a block and bring it about 6 inches in front of you, and you can take another block if you'd like and bring it underneath your feet so that you can lift your hips high. Making your way into Chaturanga, arms, fingers are spread wide, elbows are bent and rolled in towards each other. As you start to shift your weight forward, look forward, and maybe lifting one foot and then the other as your big toes touch behind you. And you can stay here, or maybe you want to play a little more, going into a shoot back, shooting back into your high plank, and then moving through your vinyasa. And wherever you are, whether you're in Malasana or in your crow, start to make your way back into your downward facing dog. And on your next exhale, we'll start to come down onto the knees. Bring your ankles to cross behind you as you roll your hips back, making your way into Paschimottanasana, pulling out any flesh from underneath of you as you inhale, arms rise. As you exhale, forward fold. Hands can come onto the sides of the feet or the fronts of the shins. Inhale, heart to toes. Exhale, chin to shin. Now on your next inhale, start to rise back up to center, and then bend in your right knee, bring that knee into your chest. And then we'll start to bring the sole of your right foot onto the inside of your left leg as we bring the knee out to this side, making our way into Janu Shirshasana. Folding over the left leg, again finding that rhythm of your breath. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Now on your next inhale, start to rise back up to center. We're going to bring our left leg back behind us, and you can stay here in this halfway form, or you can start to bring your left leg all the way back behind you for your full pigeon. So here, making sure that your hips are pulling forward. If your right hip is really high off the ground, you can take a block and place it underneath of you. Your right foot doesn't have to come in line with your knee. You can roll onto the top of the foot as it comes in towards you and gently flex through the ankle. As you inhale, pull the heart forward, and as you exhale, start to fold. And you can come onto your forearms, maybe use a block to place underneath your forehead, or you can come all the way down onto your forehead here. Finding kindness for your body today. Knowing that our bodies change from day to day, moment to moment. So making the shape that your body needs. And on your next inhale, start to lift slowly back up onto your hands. Tuck your left toes under, lift the back leg, and then pull back into your downward facing dog, pedaling it out, moving it back and forth. And coming back down onto the knees, you can cross your ankles again, or you can just bring your feet out to one side as we move over to the left. So that left knee is going to come into the chest, and then the sole of your left foot is going to come onto the inside of your right leg, flexing through both feet as you inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. And as you inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold over the right leg. See if you can start to gently release your left knee to the earth with every exhale as well. And on your next inhale, coming back up to center. Again, you can bring your right leg halfway back and fold here, or you can come into the full pigeon. And releasing that right leg back behind you. Maybe your left knee comes in line with the hip or a little bit out to the side, creating more space for you to fold. And again, if you used a block on the other side, you're going to use it here as well. Inhale, hip bones and heart start to pull towards the front of the room, and then exhale, start to release down. And taking this time to come within yourself. Notice the thoughts of the mind, picking them out one by one, saying I see you, and gently releasing your attachments. Noticing your emotions and seeing if they're connected to any thoughts. And again, one by one, releasing. And coming into the sensations of the body. Noticing without judgment. Breathing life into the spaces. And on your next inhale, start to lift back up to center and gently make your way back into your downward facing dog, pedaling it out. And bringing your knees back down onto the mat, we're going to bring our feet forward and make our way into half boat pose. So you can keep your feet on the ground with your hands on the backs of your thighs, or you can start to lift your feet up, flexing through the feet, bringing them in line with your knees. And maybe you want to bring your arms out in line with the legs. Inhale, heart to toes. And on your exhale, start to release and hover. Inhale, come back up into your half boat. Exhale, hover. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, back up. And on your next exhale, release the soles of your feet down to the mat. You can take a block and place it in between your thighs here for your bridge pose to help you feel the internal rotation of your thighs. And as you lay down, start to walk the heels in towards your glutes. Touch your heels with your fingertips, and then start to roll your shoulders underneath your back. Inhale, lift the hips, lift heart center, engage through the quadriceps, and maybe interlacing your fingers underneath your back. Slight tuck of the chin to lengthen through the neck. On your next inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, roll down the spine and windshield wipering the legs back and forth. If you had a block in between your thighs, you can grab that, or you can take another block and place it underneath your sacrum as you lift your feet up for a supported shoulder stand. If you would like to come into full shoulder stand, you can start to kick your legs up, bringing your hands onto your sacrum. Ankles stack on top of the hips. And you can stay right here, or you can start to come into plow pose, bringing your toes up and overhead. Maybe your toes touch, and in that case, you can release your hands from your lower back. And if they don't, that's okay. Just keeping your hands on your back And maybe bending in your knees as you come into your pressure pose. Inhale, make your way back up into your full shoulder stand. And on your next exhale, bring the toes up and overhead. Use your core stability as you release all the way down to the mat. Counterbalancing here, we're going to come into fish pose. Ankles are together as we come up onto our forearms. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, crown of the head reaches down towards the ground. Opening the lungs for beautiful breath. On your next exhale, you can start to release all the way back down. And bring your knees into your chest as you gently rock from side to side, giving yourself a little massage. Bringing your arms out to the sides, we're going to come into a supine twist, and you can come back into your eagle legs with your right leg on top of your left, and then bring both legs over to the left side, or you can bring your legs to stack next to each other. Wherever you want to be today. Looking over your right fingertips or closing your eyes. Maybe your left hand comes on top of your right leg. Or maybe it releases back out to the side. Softening, releasing, letting go with each and every exhale. And on your next inhale, starting to come back to center, unwinding the legs and wrapping the left around the right, or just stacking the legs next to each other as you bring them both to the right side. Left shoulder melts down towards the mat, softening through the spaces of the face, the shoulders, the spine, all the way down to the hips, the legs, the feet. On your next inhale, unwinding the legs, bringing them back to center, hugging your knees into your chest as you thank your body for bringing you through your practice. Releasing all the way down to the mat for your Shavasana. Relaxing each and every muscle, each and every bone, each and every space. What we think about, we bring about. The thoughts we attach ourselves to become what we believe, become what we feel, and become how we interact with the world. Give yourself permission to not be the best that's humanly possible all the time, but to do the best you can right now. Be gentle with yourself. Find compassion for yourself and for others, for we are all in this life together. On your next inhale, you can start to move through your fingers and your toes. Maybe bringing your arms up and overhead for a full body stretch. And on your exhale, rolling over to one side. Inhale, coming up to center in your comfortable seated position with your eyes closed and your hands in Anjali Mudra. Thank you for sharing in this practice. Namaste.